and talk against God, this and that. And I am...
Well, it's not... sir, wait a minute, please. Why do you say I talk against God?
Well, sometimes you say he doesn't exist. Other times you say he isn't very nice, which I agree.
Well, but that's not talking against him. If I just use the language, if there are many people who believe that the Bible is the Word of God.
Okay.
Well, wait. Let me make my point, then I'll let you go on. And so if the Bible is the Word of God, then read it. Well, I read it, and God is not a very nice person in the Bible.
Yeah, there's an old saying, the face of God is ugly. But,
Well, then, so why then, if I'm simply repeating what is in what people believe to be the Word of God, why then, if I accurately repeat it, and I do, and talk about the atrocities that this idiot God has wreaked on folk, and the savage brutality that he metes out whenever he's pissed off, why would you say that that's talking against God?
Name one time he savagely attacked anyone when he was pissed off.
Sodom and Gomorrah.
Well, you have to understand that story is I mean, these people were god-awful. They were terrible. And he asked Abraham to find one good person, and he would spare the place. Abraham couldn't, and he crushed them. But these were people not like you and me, and he used them as an example.
I didn't know he asked Abraham to find him.
He did. Well, he did. He asked Abraham to find 10 righteous people. Abraham couldn't. Said, find me 5. He couldn't. Said, find me 1. He couldn't.
I thought it was Lot.
No, he told Abraham to, and Abraham found Lot, who is, the story of Sodom and Gomorrah is basically...
Well, sir, the fact of the matter is that even by your own account, God got pissed and he was brutal.
Okay, if...
And so now, and I'm glad that you agree with me.
No,
oh yes, sir. You have agreed that, and you said these people were gosh awful. Well, that's what I said. When God gets pissed, he gets brutal.
Right. Okay, but...
Well, then, why would you say then, if I say that God is a brutal SOB, why would you then say you're talking against God? No, quite the contrary. I'm describing the very God that now you agree with me is a very brutal SOB.
I already did before I called. I didn't call to argue so much as...
Well, sir, I don't give a damn why you called. It's my program. You called my show. This is the way I do it.
Right.
And I appreciate it. You sound like a good, gullible little fellow, and I love talking to your type, quite frankly. So the fact of the matter is, I'm calling you on your language.
Right.
The language you use is, well, Ray, I've heard you many times, and I hear you talk against God. And I'm saying, no, sir. I don't talk against God. I use the same language that those of you who believe that book is the Word of God, I use it and take the descriptions of God's actions,
right,
and I hold it up for you to see. But I appreciate your intelligence, because at least you agree with me that God is brutal.
Right. If the judge who sentenced Jeffrey Dahmer, is he an SOB?
Pardon me?
Is the judge who sentenced Jeffrey Dahmer to jail, is he an SOB?
He would be an SOB if, in fact, he set fire to Chicago and burned everybody, men, women, children, babies, pregnant women, and burned everybody and
right.
And it was an incendiary idiot. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. He would be just as brutal as God. But the judge who sentenced Jeffrey Dahmer, as we both know, didn't set Chicago on fire, did he, sir?
No, and neither did God.
Well, yes, he did.
And
well, wait. Now, you just agreed with me that he destroyed Sodom and Gomorrah.
Right, he did.
Well, all right. Then how can you keep backing away from it?
I'm not backing away.
You are, sir. You are. And now I'm son. I'm going to take you by your hand, because I think I can save your soul. Because on the one hand, I can lead you down that path of intelligence, and you go so far, and then you come up with some Jeffrey Dahmer kind of metaphor, and when it doesn't work for you, then you want to back away from it.
Well, I believe it did work for me. If Chicago, just say, were full, every person in it were at the level of evil, whatever you want to call it, of Jeffrey Dahmer. You're telling me that if Sodom is that is what Sodom was supposed to be. That's what it said. The whole city was full of sick people, murder, orgy cults. God asked Abraham.
Well, let me ask you. Well, wait a minute. Let me ask you something.
Yes.
What evil
Right.
could a 1-month-old baby have committed?
Well, how do you know who died in Sodom and Gomorrah? I mean, you're admitting that it happened, actually, by saying...
Well, sir, I'm just following through on the language that's in the good book that you believe in. What evil does a 1-month-old child commit?
Well, we don't know how many people lived in Sodom. Like you said, it's a metaphor. What it's saying is, if you do...
So you're saying it didn't really happen?
I believe it did.
You see,
You're saying...
No, sir. Well, then to you it's not a metaphor.
To me, it's not, but to most people, it is.
No, sir. To most fundamentalists, they believe it happened.
I'm not a Christian. Christianity ruined Judaism, which is the root.
Well, sir, but the fact of the matter is, you believe that God actually was brutal enough to kill a bunch of babies.
Well, you're saying you believe it happened by saying...
No, sir. I'm questioning your belief. I'm using the language in your book. This is your book, sir. You're the one who feels that it is the Word of God. And so, I must...
Ray, take one last...
Well, wait a minute. Wait, let me make a point here. I appreciate the fact that you have enough in just a... Well, sir, to me, sir, anybody, that's the most polite thing I can call a baby killer.
Okay, but see, here's the thing. We don't know that Sodom had babies in it at the point it was destroyed. Do you see what I mean?
Well, wait a minute. You don't know that it didn't.
Well, it doesn't say that he killed one innocent person in...
Well, yes, sir. Are you going to say that there is a city around with no babies? Come on, sir. Please, for God's sakes, wake up. Smell the roses. But I'm glad that you called, really, because you are a very good case in point of someone who is a fundamentalist.
No,
yes, you are.
Not religious.
Sir, you are a fundamentalist.
Wait.
Yes, sir, because you believe that it actually happened. There are other people. There are other people who believe it's a metaphor.
Okay, and I believe it's both. I believe it happened and it's a metaphor. Okay, last point.
Well, then why, sir, would it be putting God down to say that God is a brutal killer?
Because, okay.
If in fact you believe God killed brutally, why can't you call him a brutal killer?
I have several times.
Well, all right, fine.
To make one point, please. You said, is the Bible the Word of God? And I'm saying, just like in boxing, there are 3 heavyweight champions. There are 3 Bibles, all of which hate each other. There's the Jewish Bible, which started it all, which I am. Then there's Christianity, which I believe ruined it all. And then there's Islam, which none of the 3 get along. Each one has their own Bible. So when you say the Bible, I believe the Word of God is what they call the Old Testament. I don't believe the New Testament is the Word of God. The Christians do, and I don't believe that...
Well, who's right?
I believe the Jews are, but not because I'm Jewish. Wait, Ray, not because I'm Jewish.
Right. So, sir, you go through life looking at all those Christians and saying, oh, you poor, wrong people.
Honestly,
yes, you do.
We do believe they're brainwashed. And
yeah, well...
They believe that the Jews missed the boat.
Well, what a burden to carry. Really, you're certainly a lovely young fellow. What a burden for you to carry, whoever imposed the crap on you, to go through life thinking that all those Christians out there are misguided.
Well, you have to understand, all these other religions come from us, and their Bible is the New Testament.
I know. You have the only way to truth and the light. Oh, God bless you, young man. Thank you very much for your testimony this morning at the prayer meeting. God, can you imagine living your whole life thinking all those other people are wrong? Interesting, isn't it? Well, that's what prayer meeting's all about. I'm going to pause now for